Their heart is still choosing you. Even after everything, don't scroll. Listen to this. This message is for you, and your heart needs this right now, because you didn't arrive here by accident. You were guided here at the exact moment your spirit was ready to hear what has been moving quietly behind the scenes. Stay with me, because what you're about to hear explains the silence, the distance, the unanswered questions, and the strange sense that something never truly ended. Listen closely, even after everything that happened. Even after the words that weren't spoken, the choices that weren't made, the timing that never lined up, their heart is still choosing you, not loudly, not perfectly, but consistently, in ways that don't always show up as messages or actions. Don't scroll, because your heart needs this right now. This choice lives deeper than pride, deeper than fear, deeper than circumstance. It lives at the soul level, where truth exists without performance. Listen to this. When life stripped everything down to what was real, when distractions faded and excuses ran out, you were still there in their thoughts, in their quiet moments, in the spaces where they couldn't lie to themselves. Don't scroll, because this matters. Their heart didn't stop choosing you just because things got complicated. It didn't stop because distance happened or because life demanded growth. Hearts don't operate on logic. They operate on resonance. And your energy left a resonance that didn't fade. Listen to this. You may have felt it already, a sudden memory that arrived gently instead of painfully, a dream where they appeared without words, a calm awareness that didn't pull you backward but simply reminded you that something real once existed. Don't scroll, because those moments are not random. They are signs of integration, not attachment. Listen to this. Soulmate connections don't dissolve easily. They imprint, they awaken. They stay present until the lesson is complete or the alignment is fulfilled. Don't scroll, because this connection was never meant to trap you. It was meant to teach you, to expand you, to show you what depth feels like so you never accept less again. Listen to this. The universe has been speaking to you softly through signs meant to ground you, not confuse you. Angel numbers appearing when you think of them. 1111 when alignment feels close but unfinished. 222 when balance is being negotiated between holding on and letting go. 3:33 when emotions rise and pass without chaos. 5:55 when change feels inevitable. Don't scroll, because these numbers aren't promises about what someone else will do. They are confirmations about where you are in your awakening. Listen to this. Awakening changes how love feels. It shifts you from chasing intensity to honoring peace. Don't scroll, because your heart needs this shift right now. Their heart choosing you doesn't automatically mean reunion, and that truth is important. Listen to this. Sometimes the choice is internal before it ever becomes external. Sometimes it's the soul acknowledging what the ego avoided. Don't scroll, because acknowledgement heals even when no words are spoken. Listen to this. They may have tried to move on, to replace the feeling, to convince themselves it was over, but choice at the soul level doesn't follow ego rules. It doesn't obey timelines or pride. It surfaces when growth makes honesty unavoidable. Don't scroll, because this is where the cliffhanger lies, not in whether they'll reach out tomorrow, but in how this truth changes you now. Listen to this. You are not the same person you were when this connection began. You've grown, healed, recalibrated, and that's why this awareness can arrive without destabilizing you. Don't scroll, because earlier it might have reignited longing or confusion, but now it brings calm validation. Listen to this. Validation that you weren't imagining the depth, that your intuition was accurate, that what you felt was shared even if it wasn't expressed the same way. Don't scroll, because your heart needs this reassurance right now. You were not foolish for caring, you were not wrong for hoping, you were simply early in a story that required growth on both sides. Listen to this, timing matters as much as love, and timing doesn't always align for union, but it always aligns for truth. Don't scroll, because truth is what's surfacing now. This season isn't about chasing, proving, or waiting in silence, it's about awareness and alignment. Listen to this, alignment means you no longer measure your worth by someone else's readiness. Don't scroll, because readiness is an inside job. Listen to this, their heart choosing you does not obligate you to pause your life, it invites you to trust that nothing real was wasted. Don't scroll, because waste is an illusion. Every real connection leaves you wiser, clearer, and more self-trusting. Listen to this. You may feel a mix of comfort and sadness as this lands, comfort in knowing the connection mattered, sadness in realizing it didn't unfold the way you hoped. Don't scroll, because both feelings can coexist without canceling each other out. Listen to this, maturity in love is holding truth without needing it to turn into a specific outcome. Don't scroll, because outcomes belong to the universe, not your nervous system. Listen to this, your nervous system is learning safety now. Learning that peace is not boredom, that calm is not absence. Don't scroll, because calm is what sustainable love feels like. Listen to this, whatever comes next in your life will not require you to decode silence or guess intentions. Don't scroll, because you've graduated from that lesson. Listen to this, the universe doesn't repeat lessons once they're learned, it builds on them. Don't scroll, because building forward requires closure behind. Listen to this, closure doesn't always come from conversation. Sometimes it comes from understanding that settles deep in the body. Don't scroll, because that settling is happening now. You're feeling less reactive, less pulled, more centered. Listen to this, centered energy attracts aligned experiences effortlessly. Don't scroll, because effort belongs to struggle, alignment belongs to flow. Listen to this, the reason you're still listening is not curiosity, it's resonance, resonance with a truth that finally feels gentle instead of heavy. Don't scroll, because your heart needed gentleness after carrying so much uncertainty. Listen to this, whether their choice ever becomes words or actions, you are not left hanging anymore, you are grounded, aware, and protected. Don't scroll, because protection doesn't always look like doors opening, sometimes it looks like doors closing softly so you can walk forward lighter. Listen to this, nothing meant for you will require you to abandon yourself again. Don't scroll, because self-abandonment was the old pattern, self-trust is the new foundation. Listen to this. From this place of self-trust, love arrives differently, not as a question mark, but as a steady presence. Don't scroll, because steadiness is what your soul recognizes as truth now. Listen to this, breathe, let this settle, because their heart choosing you even after everything is not a test or a trap, it's a confirmation that what you shared was real, and that reality now serves you as clarity, not confusion. Don't scroll, because clarity is the doorway to what comes next, and what comes next will meet you with more honesty, peace, and alignment than anything you've known before. Stay here, because this is not the end of the message, it's the moment your heart stops questioning and starts trusting again. Don't scroll, listen to this, this message is for you, and your heart needs this right now, because what unfolds next isn't about revisiting the past, it's about understanding why the connection still echoes even after everything you've survived and healed from. Stay with me, because this layer explains why their heart continues to choose you quietly, even when life tried to move them elsewhere. Listen closely. There is a difference between attachment and soul recognition, and what remains here is not attachment, it's recognition that arrived late. But honestly, don't scroll, because your heart needs this clarity right now. They didn't keep choosing you out of habit or nostalgia, they kept choosing you because something within them was marked by your presence, and marks at the soul level don't fade with time or distance. Listen to this, you changed the way they understand connection, the way they measure depth, the way they recognize authenticity, and once that shift happens, nothing feels the same again. Don't scroll, because this matters. When people encounter someone who meets them beyond masks, beyond performance, beyond surface emotion, they carry that awareness forward whether they want to or not. Listen to this, their heart choosing you does not always look like pursuit or confession. Sometimes it looks like comparison, reflection, and realization that keeps returning no matter how much they try to move on. Don't scroll, because your heart needs this reassurance. Right now, you weren't forgotten, replaced, or erased. You became a reference point, the moment they measure everything else against when something feels missing. Listen to this, reference points don't demand action, they demand honesty, and honesty has a way of surfacing when life quiets down. Don't scroll, because this awareness didn't arrive when chaos was loud, it arrived when growth created space. Listen to this, growth often happens in silence, not celebration, and that's why their realization feels quiet but heavy. Don't scroll, because heavy doesn't mean negative, it means meaningful. Listen to this, meaning carries weight, and weight forces reflection. Don't scroll, because reflection is uncomfortable before it's liberating. Listen to this, they may replay moments not because they want the past back, but because those moments remind them of who they were when they felt most real. Don't scroll, because real versions of ourselves are rare. Listen to this, when someone witnesses you in that real place, their heart remembers even when their life moves on. Don't scroll, because your heart needs this validation right now. You didn't love in vain, you didn't show up for nothing, you didn't give depth to someone who felt nothing in return. The love existed on both sides, even if it was expressed unevenly. Listen to this, uneven expression does not cancel shared experience. Don't scroll, because experiences imprint regardless of outcome. Listen to this, the universe has been helping you integrate this truth gently so it doesn't reopen wounds. Angel numbers showing up when you're calm instead of anxious, signs appearing when you choose peace instead of replaying the past. Don't scroll, because those signs are stabilizing you, not pulling you backward. Listen to this, 1111 appears when alignment exists without force, 222 when balance is being restored internally, 333 when emotions surface and release without spiraling, 55 when change becomes unavoidable but necessary. Don't scroll, because these numbers are not about what they'll do next, they're about what you've already learned. Listen to this, learning doesn't erase love, it transforms it into wisdom. Don't scroll, because wisdom allows you to hold truth without clinging to it. Listen to this, their heart choosing you does not require you to wait, pause, or remain emotionally available at your own expense. Don't scroll, because your heart needs this boundary right now. You are not being asked to sacrifice alignment for validation. Listen to this, alignment means trusting that nothing real was wasted and nothing meant for you will miss you. Don't scroll, because trust dissolves the anxiety that once kept you scanning for signs. Listen to this, now signs arrive as confirmation, not questions. Don't scroll, because confirmation feels calm, not urgent. Listen to this, urgency belonged to attachment, and attachment has softened into understanding. Don't scroll, because understanding brings relief. Listen to this, relief does not mean indifference, it means closure without confrontation. Don't scroll, because confrontation is not always necessary for completion. Listen to this, some cycles end when clarity replaces confusion. Don't scroll, because clarity is what you're embodying now. Listen to this. You are no longer waiting to be chosen. You are choosing yourself, and that shift changes everything. Don't scroll, because self-choice recalibrates the energy of every relationship. Listen to this. When you choose yourself, you stop mistaking longing for destiny. Don't scroll, because destiny feels steady, not consuming. Listen to this. Steady love doesn't create emotional whiplash. Don't scroll, because whiplash was the old pattern. Listen to this. Your nervous system recognizes safety now, and safety feels like calm presence, not emotional highs followed by silence. Don't scroll, because your heart needs this reassurance right now. Whatever comes next will not repeat old confusion. Listen to this. The universe does not repeat lessons once they're learned, it builds on them. Don't scroll, because building forward requires space. Listen to this. Space is being created now because you are no longer holding on to expectation. Don't scroll, because expectation without evidence drains energy. Listen to this. Energy is being returned to you. Don't scroll, because reclaimed energy fuels manifestation. Listen to this. Manifestation does not come from wishing someone would change, it comes from aligning with what feels right in your body and spirit. Don't scroll, because your body has been guiding you. Listen to this. When you step back from uncertainty, your body relaxes. When you imagine clarity, it feels lighter. Don't scroll, because the body never lies. Listen to this. You may feel moments of compassion for them as their realization unfolds, and compassion is healthy, but don't scroll, because compassion does not require access. Listen to this. Access is earned through alignment. Don't scroll, because alignment protects your future. Listen to this. Your future requires reciprocity, clarity, and courage. Don't scroll, because courage must be mutual to sustain love. Listen to this. Love that hides eventually hurts. Love that stands openly heals. Don't scroll, because healing is what you are stepping into now. Listen to this. Whether their heart's choice ever becomes action is not the measure of your worth. Don't scroll, because worth is inherent, not earned through someone else's growth. Listen to this. You are not behind, you are not late, and you are not missing out. Don't scroll, because divine timing does not rush. Listen to this. Everything meant for you will arrive without requiring you to abandon yourself. Don't scroll, because self-abandonment was the cost of old patterns. Self-respect is the foundation of new ones. Listen to this. You may notice that thinking about them now feels different, quieter, less charged, and that is a sign of integration. Don't scroll, because integration means the lesson has landed. Listen to this. Landed lessons don't repeat. Don't scroll, because repetition only happens when clarity is resisted. Listen to this. You are not resisting anymore, you are accepting. Don't scroll, because acceptance is strength. Listen to this. Strength does not always look like moving on dramatically. Sometimes it looks like staying present without attachment. Don't scroll, because presence is power. Listen to this. Power grounded in peace attracts aligned love effortlessly. Don't scroll, because aligned love does not require decoding. Listen to this. It meets you openly, chooses you clearly, and stays consistently. Don't scroll, because consistency is sacred. Listen to this. The universe is not asking you to forget what you shared. It's asking you to stop letting it define your future. Don't scroll, because your future is expansive. Listen to this. Expansive futures require lightness, not unresolved weight. Don't scroll, because weight has been lifted now. Listen to this. You can honor what was without staying bound to it. Don't scroll, because honoring is not the same as holding on. Listen to this. Holding on keeps doors half open. Honoring allows them to close gently. don't scroll, because gentle closures don't shock the heart, they soothe it. Listen to this. That soothing is what you're feeling now, even if you can't explain it fully. Don't scroll, because your heart recognizes when something has shifted. Listen to this. You are no longer waiting for permission to move forward, you are moving with trust. Don't scroll, because trust dissolves fear. Listen to this. Fear no longer leads here. Don't scroll, because clarity does. Listen to this. Whatever unfolds next will unfold without confusion, without guessing, without emotional bargaining. Don't scroll, because those cycles are complete. Listen to this. Completion does not always feel celebratory, sometimes it feels calm and grounding. Don't scroll, because calm is the signal of alignment. Listen to this. Alignment is what protects your next chapter. Don't scroll, because the next chapter will not require you to interpret silence as love. Listen to this. Love meant for you will be spoken, shown, and chosen openly. Don't scroll, because openness is the new standard. Listen to this. The reason this message keeps holding your attention is not curiosity, it's resonance. Resonance with truth that finally feels settled. Don't scroll, because settled truth brings peace. Listen to this. Breathe, let this land fully, because their heart choosing you even after everything was not meant to keep you waiting, it was meant to release you from doubt, and from this place of release, everything that comes next will meet you with more honesty, clarity, and alignment than anything you've known before. Stay present, don't scroll, because this is where trust replaces questioning, and that shift changes everything. Don't scroll, listen to this. This message is for you, and your heart needs this right now, because what you're stepping into isn't a rewind, it's a revelation, and revelations arrive when your spirit is steady enough to hold them without losing itself. Stay with me, because this layer is where the meaning deepens and the pattern finally becomes clear. Listen closely. Their heart is still choosing you not as a fantasy, not as a regret, but as a truth that has survived distance, pride, mistakes, and time. And that kind of truth doesn't scream for attention, it waits until the noise fades. Don't scroll, because your heart needs this understanding right now. When everything fell apart, when life forced both of you to grow in separate directions, something quiet remained, not the pain, not the longing, but the recognition. Listen to this. Recognition is what stays after illusion dissolves. Don't scroll, because illusion needs proximity to survive, truth does not. Listen to this. Their heart choosing you now does not mean they are suddenly ready to act. It means they are finally honest with themselves about what mattered, and honesty is the first threshold. Don't scroll, because thresholds are sacred moments where the soul decides whether to stay asleep or wake up. Listen to this. Awakening is not comfortable, it dismantles excuses, it exposes avoidance, and it removes the safety of denial. Don't scroll, because your presence did exactly that for them. You didn't just connect, you disrupted, you reflected back a depth they hadn't committed to living from yet. Listen to this. Disruption doesn't always look like conflict, sometimes it looks like lingering awareness that won't go away. Don't scroll, because that awareness has been returning to them in waves, especially when they are quiet, when the world isn't distracting them, when they compare what they've known since to what they felt with you. Listen to this. Comparison isn't about replacement, it's about recognition. Don't scroll, because recognition forces the question, why does this still matter? Listen to this. It matters because your connection wasn't built on convenience, it was built on resonance, and resonance doesn't fade with circumstances. Don't scroll, because your heart needs this validation right now. You didn't imagine the pull, you didn't exaggerate the bond, you felt something that was real even if it wasn't fully expressed. listen to this. Expression and existence are not the same thing. Don't scroll. Because something can exist deeply without being lived out fully. Listen to this. That's why this doesn't feel like unfinished business anymore. It feels like understanding finally arriving. Don't scroll, because understanding brings calm. Listen to this. The calm you're feeling now is not numbness, it's integration. It's your nervous system realizing it no longer has to brace for disappointment. Don't scroll, because bracing was the old pattern. Listen to this. The universe has been guiding you out of bracing and into trust, through subtle signs meant to ground you, not excite you. Angel numbers appearing when you're settled instead of anxious, moments of synchronicity that arrive after you choose peace, not when you chase answers. Don't scroll, because those are confirmations of growth. Listen to this. 1111 shows up when alignment is internal, 222 when balance is restored, 333 when emotions pass through without overtaking you, 555 when change has already begun beneath the surface. Don't scroll, because these signs are not about prediction, they are about stabilization. Listen to this. Stabilization is what allows you to hold truth without clinging to it. Don't scroll, because clinging keeps you tethered to outcomes you cannot control. Listen to this. Control was never meant to be your role, awareness was. Don't scroll, because awareness frees you from repeating cycles. Listen to this. Cycles repeat when lessons are misunderstood, not when they are fully integrated. Don't scroll, because you are integrating now. Listen to this. Integration doesn't erase memory, it softens it. It allows you to remember without reliving. Don't scroll, because reliving keeps wounds open. Listen to this. Your wounds are closing now, not because nothing mattered, but because you finally understand what did. Don't scroll, because your heart needs this clarity right now. Their heart choosing you doesn't require you to wait, pause, or reopen doors. It simply confirms that what you shared was meaningful, and meaning doesn't demand continuation, it demands respect. Listen to this. Respect is what you're learning to give yourself now. Don't scroll, because self-respect shifts how love enters your life. Listen to this. When you respect yourself, you stop mistaking intensity for destiny. Don't scroll, because destiny feels steady, not destabilizing. Listen to this. The reason this awareness can arrive now without pulling you backward is because you are no longer attached to proving anything. Don't scroll, because proof-seeking belonged to a version of you that needed external validation. Listen to this. That version has grown. Don't scroll, because growth is evident in how calm this truth feels. Listen to this. Earlier this realization might have reignited hope or confusion, but now it simply settles. Don't scroll, because settling is the sign of completion. Listen to this. Completion does not always come with conversations or apologies. Sometimes it comes as a deep exhale when the body realizes it can move forward safely. Don't scroll, because safety is what your system is prioritizing now. Listen to this. Safety doesn't feel like fireworks, it feels like consistency, clarity, and peace. Don't scroll, because peace is the new indicator. Listen to this. Whatever comes next in your life will meet you without requiring you to decode silence or guess intentions. Don't scroll, because you've outgrown that lesson. Listen to this. The universe doesn't repeat lessons once they're learned, it builds upon them. Don't scroll, because building forward requires space. Listen to this. Space is being created now because you are no longer holding on to expectation. Don't scroll, because expectation without evidence drains energy. Listen to this. Your energy is returning to you. Don't scroll, because reclaimed energy fuels alignment. Listen to this. Alignment doesn't chase love, it attracts it. Don't scroll, because attraction works best when you're grounded in yourself. Listen to this. Grounded people don't need to be chosen loudly, they choose wisely. Don't scroll, because wisdom is what you're embodying now. Listen to this. Wisdom allows you to appreciate the truth without letting it define your future. Don't scroll, because your future is expansive. Listen to this. Expansive futures require lightness, not unresolved weight. Don't scroll, because weight has been lifted. Listen to this. You can honor what was without staying bound to it. Don't scroll, because honoring is not the same as holding on. Listen to this. Holding on keeps you in between chapters. Honoring allows you to turn the page gently. Don't scroll, because gentle transitions don't shock the heart, they soothe it. Listen to this. That soothing is what you're feeling now. Even if you can't explain it fully, don't scroll, because your heart recognizes when something has shifted. Listen to this. You are no longer waiting for permission to move forward, you are moving with trust. Don't scroll, because trust dissolves fear. Listen to this. Fear no longer leads here. Don't scroll, because clarity does. Listen to this. Clarity doesn't rush, it settles. Don't scroll, because settling creates stability. Listen to this. Stability is what attracts aligned love. Don't scroll, because aligned love doesn't hide. It meets you openly, chooses you clearly, and stays consistently. Listen to this. Consistency is sacred. Don't scroll, because inconsistency taught you discernment. Listen to this. Discernment is the gift of this chapter. Don't scroll, because gifts aren't always wrapped in the outcome we expected. Listen to this. Sometimes the gift is knowing you mattered without having to relive the pain. Don't scroll, because that knowledge frees you. Listen to this. Freedom doesn't always feel like excitement. Sometimes it feels like peace settling into your bones. Don't scroll, because peace is the signal you're aligned. Listen to this. Alignment doesn't mean everything is decided. It means everything is safe to unfold. Don't scroll, because unfolding happens naturally when you stop forcing outcomes. Listen to this. The reason this message keeps holding your attention is not curiosity, it's resonance. Resonance with a truth that finally feels gentle instead of heavy. Don't scroll, because your heart needed gentleness after carrying uncertainty for so long. Listen to this. Their heart choosing you even after everything was never meant to keep you waiting. It was meant to release you from doubt. Don't scroll, because doubt was the tether. Listen to this. The tether has loosened. Don't scroll, because you are stepping forward lighter. Listen to this. Whatever unfolds next will unfold without confusion, without guessing, without emotional bargaining. Don't scroll, because those cycles are complete. Listen to this. Completion does not always feel dramatic. Sometimes it feels quiet and grounding. Don't scroll, because quiet is where truth settles deepest. Listen to this. Breathe. Let this land, because you are no longer defined by what didn't happen. You are defined by who you became, and who you became is ready for love that arrives with clarity, safety, and alignment. Stay present. Don't scroll, because this is the moment your heart stops questioning and starts trusting what it already knows. Don't scroll. Listen to this. This message is for you, and your heart needs this right now, because what you're feeling is not the past calling you back, it's clarity arriving to set you free. Stay with me, because this layer is where understanding finally settles without reopening wounds. Listen closely. Their heart is still choosing you, not because they are stuck, not because they want to rewind time, but because truth has a way of rising after growth has done its work. Don't scroll, because your heart needs this understanding right now, when everything between you unfolded and then shifted, when silence replaced closeness and questions replaced certainty, something deeper than circumstance was formed. something that didn't rely on daily contact or perfect timing. Listen to this. That connection was built on presence, on moments where both of you were seen without masks. Don't scroll, because being seen like that leaves an imprint. And imprints don't disappear just because life moves forward. Listen to this. Their heart choosing you now does not look like longing or regret. It looks like quiet recognition, the kind that surfaces when distractions fade and honesty becomes unavoidable. Don't scroll, because honesty often arrives late, but when it arrives, it's precise. Listen to this. Distance didn't erase what you meant, it clarified it. Don't scroll, because clarity requires space. Listen to this. Without constant interaction, illusion falls away and only what was real remains. Don't scroll, because what remained was not drama, not confusion, but the truth of how you made them feel grounded, understood, and real. Listen to this. Real connections change the internal standard of the heart. Don't scroll, because once that standard changes, nothing else feels the same. Listen to this. Their heart choosing you is not about wanting you back. It's about understanding what depth actually feels like. Don't scroll, because understanding doesn't demand action, it demands acceptance. Listen to this. Acceptance is what heals without attachment. Don't scroll, because attachment keeps people suspended. Listen to this. Suspension is not peace. Don't scroll, because peace is grounded, present, and calm. Listen to this. You may have noticed that thinking about them now feels different, quieter, less charged. Don't scroll, because that's the sign of integration. Listen to this. Earlier in your journey, this awareness might have pulled you back into waiting or hoping, but now it lands as confirmation rather than temptation. Don't scroll, because confirmation feels steady. Listen to this. Steadiness is the signal that the lesson has completed. Don't scroll, because completed lessons stop repeating. Listen to this. You no longer question whether you mattered. Don't scroll, because you know you did. Listen to this. Knowing without needing proof is power. Don't scroll, because power grounded in peace attracts aligned experiences. Listen to this. The universe has been supporting this shift through subtle signs meant to ground you, not excite you. Moments of calm after choosing yourself, clarity arriving after releasing expectation. Don't scroll, because divine guidance speaks when you are ready to hear without clinging. Listen to this. Their heart choosing you does not require you to reopen doors, revisit conversations, or sacrifice your growth. Don't scroll, because obligation is not love. Listen to this. Love that aligns with growth respects boundaries. Don't scroll, because boundaries protect peace. Listen to this. Peace is what you are choosing now. Don't scroll, because peace allows your life to expand. Listen to this. Expansion feels like possibility without pressure. Don't scroll, because pressure belongs to uncertainty. Listen to this. Uncertainty no longer governs your emotional state. Don't scroll, because clarity does. Listen to this. Clarity does not ask someone else to change, it changes how you choose. Don't scroll, because your choices now come from self-respect. Listen to this. Self-respect does not reject love, it requires reciprocity. Don't scroll, because reciprocity is essential for aligned connection. Listen to this. You are no longer willing to interpret silence as devotion. Don't scroll, because devotion shows up consistently. Listen to this. Consistency is the language of mature love. Don't scroll, because mature love does not hide behind fear. Listen to this. Fear may have shaped the past, but it does not shape your future. Don't scroll, because fear dissolves when truth is integrated. Listen to this. Truth has integrated now. Don't scroll, because you can feel it in how grounded you are. Listen to this. Groundedness allows compassion without self-sacrifice. don't scroll, because self-sacrifice disguised as patience drains the soul. Listen to this, you are no longer draining yourself for potential, don't scroll, because potential without action is imagination. Listen to this, imagination inspired you once, but reality anchors you now. Don't scroll, because anchoring allows you to build forward. Listen to this, building forward does not erase the past, it uses it as foundation. Don't scroll, because foundations matter. Listen to this, your foundation now is self-trust, emotional regulation, and inner clarity. Don't scroll, because inner clarity is the strongest compass. Listen to this, it leads you toward experiences that feel mutual, safe, and clear. Don't scroll, because clarity is the new confirmation. Listen to this, confirmation does not arrive as fireworks, it arrives as calm certainty. Don't scroll, because certainty does not need reassurance. Listen to this, you are no longer waiting for closure. Don't scroll, because understanding has closed the loop. Listen to this, closure does not always come through conversation. Sometimes it comes through growth that makes the answer obvious. Don't scroll, because the answer is clear now. Listen to this, you mattered, the connection mattered, and it served its purpose. Don't scroll, because purpose does not always mean permanence. Listen to this, sometimes purpose is preparation. Don't scroll, because preparation readies you for what aligns. Listen to this, alignment does not feel chaotic, it feels steady. Don't scroll, because steadiness is safety. Listen to this, love meant for you will not destabilize you. Don't scroll, because it will meet you with clarity, courage, and mutual choice. Listen to this, mutual choice is essential. Don't scroll, because being chosen internally by someone no longer defines your worth. Listen to this, your worth is self-established. Don't scroll, because anchored worth does not fluctuate. Listen to this, anchoring allows you to release the past without bitterness. Don't scroll, because bitterness poisons peace. Listen to this, peace is what you are choosing now. Don't scroll, because choosing peace changes everything. Listen to this, from this place, what unfolds next will feel steady, honest, and aligned. Don't scroll, because this is the moment the story stops looping and starts moving forward with trust. Don't scroll, listen to this, this message is for you, and your heart needs this right now, because what is happening beneath the surface is not something you imagined, it's something you are finally strong enough to understand without it pulling you apart. Stay with me, because this layer is where meaning turns into peace instead of longing. Listen closely, their heart is still choosing you not because they are stuck in the past, not because they want to undo what happened, but because truth has a way of surfacing once growth has done its quiet work. Don't scroll, because your heart needs this clarity right now, when everything between you unfolded and then shifted, when silence replaced closeness and distance replaced certainty, something deeper than circumstance remained, something that didn't rely on constant communication or perfect timing. Listen to this. What remained was the imprint of how you made them feel at their most real. Don't scroll, because being seen without masks changes a person. Listen to this, once someone experiences that level of authenticity, their heart carries it forward even when life moves on. Don't scroll, because hearts remember what felt true long after situations change. Listen to this, their heart choosing you now doesn't show up as chasing or dramatic gestures, it shows up as quiet comparison, reflection, and the realization that depth is rare. Don't scroll, because rarity is only recognized after contrast. Listen to this, life after you showed them many connections, but few that carried presence, honesty, and emotional safety. Don't scroll, because safety is what the heart ultimately seeks. Listen to this, recognizing that later doesn't mean they are entitled to your energy now. Don't scroll, because entitlement is not love. Listen to this. Love that has matured respects distance, boundaries, and growth. Don't scroll, because boundaries are not rejection. They are protection. Listen to this. Protection is what you have learned to give yourself. Don't scroll, because your nervous system no longer tolerates uncertainty disguised as potential. Listen to this. Earlier in your journey, knowing their heart still chose you might have pulled you back into waiting, hoping, or questioning yourself. But now it lands differently. It lands as confirmation rather than temptation. Don't scroll, because confirmation feels calm. Listen to this. Calm is the body's signal that the lesson has integrated. Don't scroll, because integrated lessons stop repeating. Listen to this. You no longer replay conversations or search for hidden meanings. Don't scroll, because you understand now. Listen to this. Understanding does not demand action. It brings closure internally. Don't scroll, because closure does not always come from conversations. Sometimes it comes from growth that makes the answer obvious. Listen to this. The universe waited until you were grounded enough to receive this truth without clinging to it. Don't scroll, because timing matters. Listen to this. Divine timing does not rush awareness. It delivers it when it can heal instead of reopen wounds. Don't scroll, because wounds reopen when attachment is stronger than self-trust. Listen to this. Self-trust is what you've cultivated. Don't scroll, because you learned to listen to your body instead of your anxiety. Listen to this. Your body tightened when uncertainty lingered and relaxed when you chose yourself. Don't scroll, because that relaxation is alignment. Listen to this. Alignment does not feel like emotional highs and lows. It feels steady and grounded. Don't scroll, because steadiness is what sustains love. Listen to this. Love meant for you will not keep you guessing. Don't scroll, because guessing drains energy. Listen to this. Your energy is being returned to you now. Don't scroll, because reclaimed energy fuels manifestation. Listen to this. Manifestation does not come from holding on to the past. It comes from embodying clarity in the present. Don't scroll, because the present is where power lives. Listen to this. Power rooted in peace attracts aligned experiences effortlessly. Don't scroll, because aligned experiences do not repeat old confusion. Listen to this. Confusion served its purpose. Don't scroll, because its purpose was to teach discernment. Listen to this. Discernment allows you to recognize meaning without reopening doors. Don't scroll, because reopening doors requires alignment on both sides. Listen to this. Alignment is not about love alone. It's about readiness, reciprocity, and courage. Don't scroll, because courage must be mutual. Listen to this. You are no longer willing to interpret silence as devotion. Don't scroll, because devotion shows up consistently. Listen to this. Consistency is the language of mature love. Don't scroll, because mature love does not hide behind fear. Listen to this. Fear shaped the past, but it does not shape your future. Don't scroll, because fear dissolves when truth is integrated. Listen to this. Truth has integrated now. Don't scroll, because you can feel it in how grounded you are. Listen to this. Groundedness allows compassion without self-sacrifice. Don't scroll, because self-sacrifice disguised as patience drains the soul. Listen to this. You are no longer draining yourself for potential. Don't scroll, because potential without action is imagination. Listen to this. Imagination inspired you once, but reality anchors you now. Don't scroll, because anchoring allows you to build forward. Listen to this. Building forward does not erase the past. It uses it as foundation. Don't scroll, because foundations matter. Listen to this. Your foundation now is self-respect. emotional regulation, and trust in your inner guidance. Don't scroll, because inner guidance is the most reliable compass. Listen to this. It leads you toward experiences that feel mutual, safe, and clear. Don't scroll, because clarity is the new confirmation. Listen to this. Confirmation does not arrive as fireworks, it arrives as calm certainty. Don't scroll, because certainty does not need reassurance. Listen to this. You no longer need proof that you mattered. Don't scroll, because you know you did. Listen to this. Knowing without needing validation is power. Don't scroll, because power grounded in peace attracts aligned outcomes. Listen to this. Aligned outcomes do not ask you to wait in silence. Don't scroll, because silence is no longer your teacher. Listen to this. Presence is. Don't scroll, because presence brings peace. Listen to this. Peace is the signal that you are exactly where you need to be. Don't scroll, because your path is unfolding with precision. Listen to this. Precision does not rush, it moves deliberately. Don't scroll, because deliberate movement builds stability. Listen to this. Stability is what sustains love. Don't scroll, because love meant for you will not destabilize you. Listen to this. It will meet you with clarity, courage, and mutual choice. Don't scroll, because mutual choice is essential. Listen to this. Being chosen internally by someone no longer defines your worth. Don't scroll, because your worth is self-established. Listen to this. Anchored worth does not fluctuate with circumstance. Don't scroll, because it is steady. Listen to this. Steadiness allows you to release the past without bitterness. Don't scroll, because bitterness poisons peace. Listen to this. Peace is what you are choosing now. Don't scroll, because choosing peace changes everything. Listen to this. From this place, whatever unfolds next will feel honest, grounded, and aligned. Don't scroll, because this is the moment the story stops circling the past and begins moving forward with trust, clarity, and self-respect guiding every step. Don't scroll. Listen to this. This message is for you, and your heart needs this right now. Because what you are stepping into is not a return to old emotions but a deeper understanding of why your spirit feels calmer even while truth is being revealed. Stay with me, because this layer explains why their heart is still choosing you in a way that no longer destabilizes you. Listen closely. Their heart choosing you now is not about desire or regret, it is about recognition that arrived after experience reshaped their awareness. Don't scroll, because your heart needs this clarity right now. When everything between you unfolded and then faded into distance or silence, something essential remained untouched, something that did not depend on effort, timing, or daily presence. Listen to this. What remained was the memory of emotional safety, of being understood without performance. Don't scroll, because emotional safety leaves a deeper mark than passion ever could. Listen to this. Once someone experiences that level of grounding, their heart carries it forward as a quiet truth. Don't scroll, because quiet truths don't chase attention, they wait until the soul is mature enough to acknowledge them. Listen to this. Maturity often comes after disappointment, contrast, and self-reflection. Don't scroll, because reflection strips away illusion. Listen to this. After experiencing other connections, other energies, other dynamics, they recognized that what you shared was rare, not dramatic, not chaotic, but real. Don't scroll, because real love does not overwhelm the nervous system, it calms it. Listen to this. Recognizing that later does not mean they deserve access to you now. Don't scroll, because access is not owed, it is earned through alignment. Listen to this. Alignment is what you have been cultivating. Don't scroll, because your growth has changed how this truth lands inside you. Listen to this. Earlier in your journey, knowing their heart still chose you might have reopened longing or waiting, but now it lands as quiet validation. Don't scroll, because validation without attachment is healing. Listen to this. Healing feels like calm certainty rather than emotional pull. Don't scroll, because calm is the sign your nervous system trusts itself again. Listen to this. Trust was rebuilt when you stopped abandoning yourself for potential. Don't scroll, because potential without action drains energy. Listen to this. Your energy is being reclaimed now. Don't scroll, because reclaimed energy restores clarity. Listen to this. Clarity allows you to see that their heart choosing you does not define your future, it simply honors the past. Don't scroll, because honoring does not require holding on. Listen to this. Holding on keeps you suspended. Don't scroll, because suspension delays growth. Listen to this. Growth is what carried you here. Don't scroll, because you learned to listen to your body instead of chasing reassurance. Listen to this. Your body tightened around uncertainty and relaxed around self-trust. Don't scroll, because the body never lies. Listen to this. The universe supported this shift through subtle signs meant to ground you, not excite you. Moments of peace after choosing yourself. Clarity arriving when you released expectation. Don't scroll, because divine timing delivers truth when it can heal instead of harm. Listen to this. Their heart choosing you does not mean reconciliation is destined. Don't scroll, because destiny is not driven by emotion alone. Listen to this. Destiny aligns readiness, reciprocity, and courage. Don't scroll, because courage must be mutual. Listen to this. You are no longer willing to interpret silence as love. Don't scroll, because love that aligns shows up clearly. Listen to this. Clarity is the language of mature connection. Don't scroll, because ambiguity was a lesson, not a destination. Listen to this. That lesson taught you discernment. Don't scroll, because discernment allows you to recognize truth without reopening wounds. Listen to this. Wounds reopen when boundaries blur. Don't scroll, because your boundaries are clear now. Listen to this. Clarity protects your peace. Don't scroll, because peace is what you are choosing consistently. Listen to this. Peace does not mean indifference. It means emotional regulation. Don't scroll, because regulation is a sign of healing. Listen to this. Healed awareness does not seek validation, it rests in knowing. Don't scroll, because knowing without proof is strength. Listen to this. Strength grounded in peace attracts aligned experiences effortlessly. Don't scroll, because aligned experiences do not require decoding. Listen to this. They arrive openly and stay consistently. Don't scroll, because consistency is sacred. Listen to this. The reason this truth does not shake you is because you are no longer defined by being chosen by someone else. Don't scroll, because your worth is self-established. Listen to this. Self-established worth does not fluctuate with circumstances. Don't scroll, because it is anchored. Listen to this. Anchoring allows you to release the past without bitterness. Don't scroll, because bitterness poisons peace. Listen to this. Peace is the foundation of your next chapter. Don't scroll, because the next chapter requires lightness, not unresolved weight. Listen to this. Weight has been lifted now. Don't scroll, because understanding replaced confusion. Listen to this. Confusion served its role. Don't scroll, because it pushed you toward self-trust. Listen to this. Self-trust is the compass guiding you forward. Don't scroll, because forward movement no longer feels forced. Listen to this. It feels natural, grounded, and calm. Don't scroll, because calm is the confirmation you are aligned. Listen to this. Aligned paths do not repeat old patterns. Don't scroll, because patterns end when awareness integrates. Listen to this. Integration has happened. Don't scroll, because you can feel it in how steady you are. Listen to this. Steadiness allows compassion without self-sacrifice. Don't scroll, because self-sacrifice disguised as patience drained you before. Listen to this.